Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are finally watching Endgame. This is my friend Ricardo. He has already seen it, but I have not. I'm excited to finally see this. I've been waiting for the digital release for forever, so it's good that I'll be able to check it out finally. I don't know what I expect going into this film. I thought it'd be cool if it's like a survival horror kind of film, even because
it's not.
It's not. I thought because in Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think Ant-Man somebody told Scott not to get lost in the time, whatever, in the post-credit scene. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be time travel involved. And I feel like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of like ties into it a lot, ties into the MCU a lot. So they've been exploring like multiple dimensions and time travel.
Right?
No.
Oh, well.
Spoilers! But yeah, they didn't get snapped. But yeah, I'm wondering if there is time travel in this film. I'm wondering if it's like multi-dimensional or if it's one timeline. I thought it would be cool if it was like a survival horror movie where... Because Thanos has the time stone, but that can only control time on like things, not like reverse. I feel like
he's not like Doctor Strange, or at the very least, I haven't seen it. Besides, well, the only thing they showed it is in Infinity War. That's the only time you've seen it. Oh, right. I guess that's a spoiler too.
Right, but I mean, yeah, if you're watching this and you haven't seen Infinity War, that's out of But
I was talking about Endgame, but that works too.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering like if they start like time traveling to find another set of Infinity Stones to take on Thanos, but then I was just like, Thanos just like, because he has the time and space stone,
he has all of them.
Maybe he can travel through space time and like hunt them down one by one, and then there's just like heroes just keep dying until there's like a few left or something.
Oh, I see what you mean though.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like an actual different kind, like a Resident Evil kind of thing. So it's like the whole thing is just Black Widow is like, oh god, the whole movie.
Oh, that'd be pretty funny too.
That'd be great.
But yeah, I think I saw like the first trailer for this film, which I think we saw Hawkeye as Ronin.
And you saw Ant-Man being like, hello, it me.
Oh yeah, it me. Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens this film. If you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. But we're gonna get started. Let's go.
Oh no!
Oh no! He turned
around for a second.
Oh.
And then
everybody else is gone. Oh.
It's the best line of the movie.
He's talking to Happy, right?
Yeah. The only person that matters now.
What the heck? Captain Marvel.
Yay.
Oh.
Just
not even a flinch.
She's basically Superman.
I like this one.
Flirting now?
Yeah, always.
Let's go get this son of a bitch.
Language.
Who here hasn't been to space?
My father is many things. A liar is not one of them.
Thank you, daughter. Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
Yep. 5 minutes ago.
Nice.
Hi, is anyone home? This is
Hey.
Scott Lang. We met a few years ago. Ant-Man, I know you don't,
It's Frankie.
Now you want to pull a... What do you call it? A time heist? Yeah.
Time heist.
Hey.
What?
Try some of that.
What?
Have some egg. I know, it's crazy. I'm wearing shirts now. Yeah. What?
Shit!
Stay.
Hey. Language.
What are you doing up, little miss?
Shit.
No, you don't say that. Only mommy says that word. But once upon a time, when we went to bed at the end.
That is a horrible story.
Once upon a time, half the people died.
Don't do that.
Not that it's a competition, but she loves me 3,000.
Oh, destroy.
We're somewhere below.
It worked.
What?
Bye.
What?
That's always a good sign.
Somebody peed my pants.
Time travel. We did it. Let's go home, boys.
I guess.
What?
I guess.
I see this as an absolute win.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Whoa.
Oh.
Why don't we just find baby Thanos, you know, and... But I need that stone and I don't have time to bait it.
Oh, that's cool. Teach him magic.
Thank you.
Magic Hulk.
Oh, sweet.
That'd be so cool.
That suit did nothing for your ass.
As far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass.
That's the magic wand.
Oh, this is
Does this look familiar?
one of my favorite scenes from Winter Soldier.
I'm gonna have to call the director. That's okay.
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
He's playing the role.
And he's also referencing that comic book, that thing that everybody loves so much.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
That he's a dumbass. Loki's easy going. Nobody else. Go, go, go.
Quick slice.
Oh no. Oh no, no.
Bye.
Oh boy.
I can do this all day. Yeah, I know.
Oh. America's ass.
That is America's ass.
They got her to act in one more film.
I mean, acts, you know, she's.
Ouch.
I mean, no, not like that. It was
Oh.
like she's just there for like this, and that's it.
Okay.
So.
He wants Mjolnir? Damn. He just stole the other Thor's.
Yeah, exactly. So stupid. Ooh.
You win. Tell my family I love them.
Oh.
You tell him yourself.
Oh god.
Bye, Clint.
What? They're fighting to die.
Yep.
And it's the same music as when Gamora was there.
Yep. Same pose. and everything. It didn't work.
There's a pile of bodies. Snap back to reality, yo. There goes gravity, yo. There's a rabbit Thanos. He's so mad, but he won't give up. That is, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back's to the. Alright, let's go back to the movie. How does he know it works? By looking out the window. It's more birds.
You knew how many birds there were before?
They're chirping louder.
Oh my god.
Oh. Captain Marvel, where are you? We could use your help for a bit.
No, she's busy in space.
Whoa, dual wielding. Oh.
No. Eh?
He's not calling it. Cap! Cap did it! Oh, yes. I knew it. Ow. Ouch.
Bring it on, Captain Thor. Bonk.
Oh. Was he pretending not to do it in Age of Ultron?
That's a fan theory, yeah.
Oh, jeez. What the heck? Oh, jeez. Whoa. Did it cut through? Yeah.
Yep. That is some. That thing is vibranium. How is this possible?
Ah, everybody's back.
We got this.
Ant-Man up Thanos' butt. Right now. Sam!
Sam!
We need your help. Doctor Strange. On your left!
So good.
Oh.
It's my boys.
Shuri!
Sam! Why were you in Wakanda? Alright,
Oh.
right, the whole thing, I remember. And
Spidey!
He's the
Where's M'Baku? It's not complete until M'Baku's here.
rescue!
What?
Is that everyone?
What?
Or do you want it more?
Oh, Giant Man. Here you go.
Yeah. Where'd he get his new suit? Everyone is here. Spidey. Yeah.
Let's go.
Assemble.
Let's go. He just flubs the line and he's so great. Damn it! Oh gosh. See, there he is.
M'Baku!
Front and center. What is Flighty swinging from?
The Flying Friends.
Sure.
That was amazing.
Tracks. Shake, shake, shake.
Oh boy.
Spidey. Oh.
He was like, it's been 5 years, come on, they need us. And then he started doing the yellow sparkly thing he does all the time. What are you doing?
Oh.
Oh, this is nice.
Ow.
Ouch.
Oh, yes.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
You will.
Not the same Thanos. Now crush him. We're so dead. No, Groot.
Oh.
What could it
Is
be?
it? Is it?
It's a meteorite.
Oh. And they sensed that she was a threat too.
Yep. Hit me.
Oh, the hair.
Peter Parker.
Hi, Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. You got something for me? Don't worry.
She's got help.
It's all three of the women we have.
It's all the women. This is feminist, right?
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Oh, God.
It's over.
Somebody go for the head.
Didn't even
Whoa.
flinch. And he's bleeding. I didn't notice that the first time.
Oh. Oh, no.
Mine.
I am inevitable.
It's just an empty.
Nani?
Ah, it's his tech. Whoa. Oh.
I am Iron Man.
One, he did it, sir. He did it. Sorry. Don't. We're gonna be okay. You can rest now.
I love you 3000.
You recognize him?
Is it the kid from?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I did not realize the first time.
Oh my God.
As Guardians of the Galaxy
As Guardians.
We should fight one another for the honor of
Oh
leadership.
God.
Sounds fair.
Yeah.
I got some blasters unless you guys want to use knives.
Oh, yes, please. Use knives.
Yeah, knives.
Ah, Groot.
Oh.
was his name Captain Falcon?
Want to tell me about her?
Not in the slightest.
No. No, I don't think I will.
That's the end of the movie?
Yep.
That's the end of the movie. Alright guys, Ricardo and I had a fun discussion afterwards, so stick around for that. But first, leave a like if you would like to see more Endgame content. There were a lot of scenes that I had to cut for my reaction, or our reaction, because you can only put 10 minutes of the movie in a video. So that's why there were so many black screens as well. Just wanted to put as much movie in this video as possible. There's going to be a little bit more commentary after that. It was just me and stuff I noticed about the movie. But yeah, thanks for watching. Let's get to the discussion.
Initial thoughts.
Tony! I assumed either Tony or Cap would die. I thought Natasha would make it because I didn't know it was a prequel that was coming out.
Well, no, I thought it was a prequel.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, have you heard anything else besides? Look, these are the guys we're making. Is there anything else? And it's like,
I don't know. I really enjoyed the film, I guess, but yeah, I think that moment when they were all coming through the portal was pretty good. Cap, like some of the things were like a little, like you could see where they're coming, like where the story was going. But I was just like, yeah, it's still enjoyable, like knowing, even knowing like what was about to happen. I feel like I can finally like relax and look at stuff on the internet again.
Finally. Browse Reddit for once.
Yeah. Seeing everybody together in that battlefield was pretty great. Carol had a much lesser role in this film.
Well, the whole
I guess she would be kind of too powerful.
That I was about to say. It was like if she was like, solve the problem, Carol, and it'd be like, yeah, I'll just do everything, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like I should start at the beginning of the film when I guess the first part was them killing Thanos, like the original, not extra weird, extra timey-wimey stuff, extra timey-wimey Thanos.
Yeah.
Like part of my idea came to fruition where like Thanos follows them through time, but I was thinking it was gonna be the original Thanos, like hunting
chasing them,
like hunting down each of them and like murdering all of them one by one.
Huh.
That would have been a very different film though, but
it would have been interesting though.
I feel like him being all powerful probably might have been too much for them. Interesting that they didn't choose to bring Carol back. I guess she was too busy at the time.
Yeah. Again, I feel like if it was like Carol solve the problem, it would have been like a much shorter movie.
Yeah.
I wonder if she could use the gauntlet though. Like if she snaps and she survives somehow.
Yeah, I assume she would, just because I mean Hulk survived, and I would say she has more raw power than Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean, Hulk could probably destroy the ship too, but it would just take him a long time. Just like this piece, ripping apart.
Well, yeah, like she has like atomic energy or whatever you want to call it. So she has the power of just like blink and it's gone now. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I think. Like, I forget where I heard that, but it was like the whole thing with her being basically Superman kind of ruins her for the rest of the movie, where it's just like they can't use her for everything, or it's like, what's the point of everybody else?
Right. So I don't know what they're gonna do in future Avengers films. Like, as much as I like her as a character, it might have felt a little cheap to have her be the one to solve everything, especially since this is the final film for a lot of these actors and actresses. We've lost essentially half of them, at least. Yeah. You've got Hawkeye. I'm guessing he's retired, like for good.
This time for real.
This time for real. Retirement to Electric Boogaloo.
Tony,
Hulk,
obviously.
Tony's gone. Cap is frail.
It would be funny to see him just running in there, though. It's like, I can still do it. I can do this all day. I'm unstoppable.
It would be pretty incredible if the super soldier serum kept him young forever as well.
I figured as much. Yeah. That would be my guess of why he's still kicking anyway. Yeah. He didn't have like an Aang moment, like, oh, I died super young now because blah blah blah.
Yeah. Natasha died. Yeah. That fight between her and Clint. I get to die.
I feel like I heard this somewhere else too, but I feel like that decision, like who's actually gonna jump, was like down to the wire. Flip a coin. I have no idea. Like, is it gonna? It makes sense for either of them to go, but I feel like I don't know. Someone said don't rob Natasha for a moment. I still don't really understand why that's her moment. Yeah.
I don't understand that, but
Yeah. I mean, I guess like save her family.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she doesn't have any attachments.
Yeah. Besides the people.
Yeah, and
the Avengers.
I feel like Hawkeye. She wanted Hawkeye to be with his family more than
for her to go back to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or for her to go back to Bruce and.
Or she was just afraid of fighting Thanos for real. She somehow knew
Oh,
it was
wow.
like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Run out there with my gun? And it's like,
Yeah, you go out there with your bow and arrow.
Yeah, exactly.
That whole ending scene with like Clint like hugging the Infinity Gauntlet and running away was pretty priceless. Black Panther, Shuri, and Okoye coming through the strange portal.
Peter still not able to shut up. Just always running his mouth like, dude.
I kind of appreciate that about him sometimes.
No, it fits Peter Parker, which is why I personally enjoy him the most as Peter Parker / Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Compared to the other guys, but that's another topic for another day.
This was a 3-hour film.
Yep.
It's a 3-hour heist film.
Did it feel like 3 hours?
Not really.
Because when I first watched it, by the time they got to Back to the Present, it was like, wow, this is still for me, it felt like, wow, this is still going, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And it's like, everyone else was like, no, it doesn't feel like that long. And it's like, I kind of felt it. I mean, it was definitely worth it, especially that whole last bit. Oh, he got the hammer, yay! He had Hydra and all that good stuff. Oh. The amount of references in this thing like made it definitely worth it. But it was just one of those like, okay, I don't know about y'all, but I definitely feel it.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it paid off a lot of things that were built up. Like if you were, I saw like not interviews, but like articles about. Like the headlines were like, "Oh, this person has never seen any of the MCU films, and they watch Endgame. Endgame is my first MCU film."
Oh my god!
And I can see how they would be missing a lot.
It's 22 movies, man. It's like you're getting the 22nd book, and it's like, why is this happening? It's like, what did you expect to happen?
Yeah, they had actually a very decent amount of references to Agent Carter and
Agents of Shield.
Not Agents of Shield. I feel like they're kind of divorced by now, but like the fact that they put in an actor from Agent Carter that was like exclusively Agent Carter was pretty big. That was Howard's butler guy.
Jarvis.
Yeah, his name is Jarvis. Yeah. I forgot his actual the actor's name.
Yeah, I'm not good at this.
Oh yeah, so we were talking about Agent Carter. That music that played when they were dancing. We've heard? I've definitely heard that before. I'm not sure exactly where.
It might have been during Age of Ultron when Wanda gave him the visions. I don't remember the music, to be honest, but that would be my first guess. That or it was actually in the first Avenger, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it might have been.
It
feels like it wasn't. Like for me, it felt like it wasn't Age of Ultron, but I'm not sure where I recognize it from. There were a lot of things that jumped out at me that were like it took me a second to be like, oh, like this is from that, and that's Captain America versus Captain America.
So good. Mirror match.
Anything since Loki, and I'm just like, oh god.
Of all people that you think would be able to understand, like, Cap, listen, it's me from the future. And like, yeah, okay. The only one thing I would want to bring up about this movie in particular, there is a surprising number of loose ends from the other movies that didn't somehow did not make it into this. The main one that comes to mind is Adam Warlock. Like that, what everybody, as soon as they saw that from Guardians 2, were like, oh god, he's gonna solve the problem, because in the comic books he solves the problem, but nothing.
I'm guessing probably. I never felt like it was something that was gonna solve the problem. I felt like he was gonna probably show up in Guardians 3. It felt like the Guardians movies were like self-contained.
Yeah, I can see that. What was the end of the first one again? Like that post-credit stuff? I don't remember.
Infinity War or
no, Guardians 1.
Groot dancing.
Oh yeah.
And then I think that's it.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
But that was the whole thing again. Well, I don't remember. No, Captain Marvel isn't there. It is Adam Warlock. He was like, I will do it. I'll fight Thanos alone. But I don't know.
I do know that in some comics, Nebula is the one who takes control of the Infinity Gauntlet. So
there's also Woman Thanos that Thanos makes. Thanos. Yes. Well, I don't remember her name, but it's basically Thanos with long hair and
Thanos.
Thanos, sure. But then of course there's all like the Lady Death stuff, which obviously they couldn't introduce at all. Like maybe they could have.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to like different movies. Like, Tony's essentially his last word. His last words were "I am Iron Man." Like he couldn't get out words after that.
I think they wanted that on purpose, other than the recording, obviously. But I think they wanted it to be, "I'm Iron Man." We start with what we ended with before the last line of the first movie.
Yeah, and then we had called back to. I feel like we had a callback to almost every movie. Yeah. Maybe not Iron Man 2. Maybe
Iron Man 2, Whiplash and stuff.
Whiplash. And
I
mean, Rhodey was introduced first there, so I don't know. That counts. I was kind of surprised to see Rescue. I mean, I know the character because I've played like mobile games before, but I was just like, oh, like I guess she's been training the last 5 years.
Apparently, well, she was able to use the suit in Iron Man 3,
right?
Barely for a few minutes.
It wasn't the whole suit though, was it?
No, it was. Remember, he like did the thing where it's like, "Come to me, suit," and it accidentally went completely on her.
Oh right, and then she saves her. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So she used it for like at least a second.
I mean, she wasn't like flying around though. She was just like the building was falling. Yeah.
She was just using it like a suit of armor. Yeah. Hey, it's still using it. In my mind, it's still using it.
Yeah. The same. What's it called? The same elevator.
Oh yeah.
That was good. That was good. And I can't believe they bought it. That he's like a Hell Hydra. I mean, I guess they had to
because how else would he of all people know?
Right.
I was gonna say, where did what's her name, Valkyrie, get her Pegasus?
Yeah.
I thought they were all killed by what's her name?
Hela.
Yeah. Mystery. Mystery of life.
They coined that place like New Asgard. Is that what they called it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really interesting. I found it funny that Korg and Meek were just like with Thor playing video games. That was a PS4 controller, I'm pretty sure. There was like the bar and the
Fortnite of all things.
Yeah, Fortnite. Thor with his big belly.
My jellies.
My jellies. Yes, precisely. What were your first thoughts after watching the film?
Well, after like crying for 5 minutes after Tony died.
Oh.
There was legitimate tears of it. And I was by myself, so there was no one to like lean on. Like, no. But other than that, like I said, I definitely like all the references to not only previous movies, but it's like, hey, there's a ton of stuff here for you fans. For example, Professor Hulk, because like, why would he be here of all things? Why not? There you go. What's it called? What's his name? Cap picking up the hammer, of course, and being like, of course he would pick it up. Why is he worthy? Shut up. Here you go. Stuff like that, where it's just like, this is for you who've kept up with all 22 movies and now good job, and this is for everybody else who's like, there's no reason why you would know this, but here you go too. Totally said that I really did feel that time frame personally. That was like, this is going on for a bit, but I'm not like, okay, I'm done. It's more like, whoa, there's a lot of stuff here.
There's a lot of film in this film.
Yeah. There's a lot of references to other films. Back to the Future. Hot Tub Time Machine. No one watched Hot Tub Time Machine.
I don't think I ever heard of it before.
Yeah, it's alright. It's a comedy. But yeah, it's definitely like, I definitely like the first time I'm watching, hell, even watching everything now, I still like smile across my face like, hell yeah, the whole time. Seeing the Infinity Gauntlet, which I don't know if you caught. Tony's was on the right hand, Thanos was on the left. I don't know if that's significant or anything, but I thought it was cool. So they can go back in time. It's like, now I have two kind of thing. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Yeah. Steve returning everything, all the stones back to where they were.
How did he get the Soul Stone back? I guess I can give this to you, Red Skull. What the hell, Red Skull? Why are you here?
A soul for a soul. Yeah. Bring back Gamora and Natasha.
Yeah, exactly. Although, and this is another comic book thing, apparently, though I don't remember if you give yourself up to the Soul Stone or something regarding like dying around the Soul Stone, you actually go into the Soul Zone.
Soul Zone.
That's not what it's called. But regardless, like, people are living in the Soul Stone basically. And it's like, oh, so technically they can bring Gamora and Natasha back. Well, Natasha, because they broke the original Soul Stone, but you know, but that's like, again, a comic book thing. I think it would be too complicated to explain.
Okay. Speaking of people who died last film, Loki. I mean, it was Vision too.
So he's confirmed dead except for alternate Loki.
I mean, I don't know that Loki's ever confirmed dead. I mean, we didn't see him. I don't know. We didn't see him, but I wouldn't rule out him not actually dying. Because like, well, why would he show back up to? I don't know. He must have known that he was outpowered. Like he must have known that like him trying to shank Thanos wasn't gonna work.
Maybe it was like a Hail Mary kind of thing.
Maybe.
I feel like for me, the mere fact that he was able to call himself Odin's son was very, very potent. So it's like maybe he was like, this is not gonna work, but at least try it, kind of thing. It's like if only for Thor's sake, kind of thing. I don't know. In my mind, it makes sense for him to be super dead, but of course, him being Loki is like, no, he's totally not.
Yeah, I mean, if they just never bring him up again. I mean, wait, hold on a second. There are a bunch of TV shows coming out for Disney Plus,
including one for Loki.
Yes. Yeah, so I don't know if that's gonna be a lot of these things. I mean, this is comic book stuff, so anybody could come back from anything. I feel like, even though they said like I tried to bring Natasha back even with the stones, but I couldn't.
Which I'm hoping that the Falcon / Winter Soldier thing is actually Captain Falcon running around.
Captain Falcon.
Yes, I'm not gonna not call him that.
I mean, all these TV shows and films, I feel like I would much rather see something. I don't want to see something from before. I feel like I want to see what's happening.
No, for sure. But I mean, that's probably why it's because two things. One, they made sure it's people going there, and two, they need to draw people into that service. So it's like, yeah, we have to make these things, kind of thing. And even like the Netflix stuff is tied in, even though obviously there's a completely different story thing. So personally speaking, I want either New Avengers / Young Avengers, like put Miles Morales in the MCU for frick's sake. He's right there. He's mentioned in Homecoming, at least very passively, but he's right there.
My nephew.
And make him Donald Glover. What do you mean he looks exactly like his uncle? Shut up.
Oh man.
Well, Kamala Khan.
Yeah. I would love to see her in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you hear about the Shang-Chi? No. So he's one of the announced films coming up. He's supposed to be like the greatest martial artist in the world. That's Iron Fist. It's not Iron Fist. he has no powers though until. So he's the first Asian American solo film in the MCU. Though we do have Asian superheroes and or just heroes. In Quake, Daisy Johnson's Asian.
Okay.
Half Asian. In both real life and the actress.
Silk.
Silk. Yeah, my friends and I
in New Spider-Verse, but whatever. Sorry.
My friends and I both all love Silk. All of us who know about Silk love Silk. That's you, me, and Brendan. I think that's it.
All of us. All three of us. Freaking Nova. We still have no like actual Nova person. Like use the kid. Why not? Or like the old man Nova Corps person. But yeah, there's like the whole. I was joking. Well, actually, partially mentioning the whole New Avengers thing. That's why I was like, she's the new Hawkeye because it's like her, Kid Tony, I mean Baby Stark, and all of them is like, and Spidey still being the younger one. It's like, yeah, make them the new Avengers or whatever the thing. Make this will probably piss off a bunch of people, but make Baby Stark Ironheart. Why not? 10-year-old superhero. Hell yeah.
They brought back that guy from Iron Man 3, the little kid with the potato gun.
The first time did not know who the heck that was.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could like I wasn't gonna be sure until you like confirmed it. I was just like, I don't like they're clearly like panning over to him for a reason, but he looks too different from back then. That was like what, at least 8 years ago, probably.
Yeah, for sure. Like his hair, he's taller, obviously, all that good stuff. Did you notice they were all grouped like by their movies and all in borderline sequential order too? Like his is Iron Man 1 group, this is Iron Man 2. The only like other outliers were like obviously Nick Fury and Spider-Man and all that, but like kinda like here's Black Panther, here's Guardians. I really like that part.
That's really interesting. Wanda had her moment.
Finally. Still didn't really explain her powers, but that's fine.
Like she her powers also come from an Infinity Stone. So
at least in this universe.
Yeah. So
put in House of M. Do it, you cowards.
Captain Marvel's moment was also good with Thanos trying to headbutt her and just like essentially doing nothing.
I'm convinced that he was bleeding because of it. I'd have to rewatch it, but it looked like boom, and now he's bleeding. It's so good.
Man.
It was a good movie though.
Yeah. Really enjoyed it. I'll probably come back with more thoughts afterwards.
After Far From Home.
After editing and stuff.
And Far From Home.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to watch the full movie again. Alright, guys. So Ricardo and my discussion of the movie already hit on most of the big story beats, but there were still so many small details that I really enjoyed about the film. So I'll get into it. Joe Russo in his third cameo. He's been in every MCU movie he's directed with his brother. And he was the doctor treating Natasha's wound in Winter Soldier. He was the psychologist killed by Zemo in Civil War. And now he was that guy in the Snap support group with Cap. And I really loved Carol's new do. Ricardo and I are both like huge fans of it. And I actually have a cup from GameStop that I got with her, that exact hairdo. We've been like clamoring for that haircut for a little bit. But yeah, hoping she took the time to visit Monica and Maria Rambeau either before the time skip or afterwards. Just yeah, she's had so many responsibilities in space, but hopefully she's still connected with them. There were so many references to past movies, and for the most part, I really enjoyed them all. I think the only one that felt like really forced to me was Thor cutting off Thanos' head and then saying, "I went for the head." Like, yes, we got it. You just did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there were some great references. Elevator scene with Cap, Elevator 2.0. This time he didn't need to fight. He just Hail Hydra and bam. Oh, that was so cool. And then there was actually during the battle, Ant-Man and the Wasp were trying to get back to the van to activate the time machine thing, and Cap was just like, "Go get on it," and Wasp was like, "Yes, yeah, read you loud and clear, Cap." And it's funny because in Ant-Man and the Wasp, she makes fun of Scott for calling him Cap, and now she's doing the same. So it's like a nice little nod to it. But yeah, definitely with the time skip opened the way for some very interesting storytelling. Professor Hulk, I found that so amusing. Like, he's still around, so hopefully we'll see him in a future movie. My friend Brendan, who you might have seen in a gameplay video for Bomber Barn, he is still hoping for a solo Hulk movie. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but at the very least, I hope we see him in future movies. Maybe with Valkyrie at some point, though. Yeah, maybe because she's good friends with people in the Thor Ragnarok universe, and yeah. And then Thor. Speaking of Thor, God, that beer gut. Chris Hemsworth probably stayed like in the same shape anyways, but he didn't need to for this film. But that was really funny. And then I think Scott Lang was the highlight, like comedically, for this film. Instead of pushing him through time, having time push through him. Somebody peed my pants. It's so good. And then we've got 2 test runs. Whoa, 1 test run. Freaking love Ant-Man. Seeing him interact with all these other heroes has been great. And there hasn't been any news about Ant-Man 3, has there? I'd be happy just seeing him and Wasp around in other films. Can you imagine if they have them in like tiny forms all throughout like Phase 4 and you only notice if you look like very carefully? But yeah, everyone treats him like a little kid though. Like even Rocket, "Puppy, want to go to space?" Oh man. And then Hulk giving him tacos after he dropped his from Nebula and Don Cheadle, War Machine. What's his in-game? Rhodey. After they made him drop his taco. That was sweet. But yes, right when they started this whole time heist thing, I was just like, you kind of need to get more Pym particles. Like it'd be like getting a genie and wishing for more wishes. It's like super broken. Just use the Pym particles to get more, and you can try over and over and over again unless you die. But yeah, we got closure for a lot of characters. Thor with his mom, he got to see her again. That was super sweet. And Frigga, that was the big tragedy of Thor: The Dark World, other than like the whole rest of the movie. It was a bad movie. But yeah, it was nice to see her again. We saw Howard. That was super cool with Tony, his conclusion. I couldn't include a lot of the scenes that I wanted to in this reaction because I have to limit the reaction to 10 minutes. That's why there's like the screen goes black a lot of times while I just talk with Ricardo and we react. But yeah, I wanted to cram as much reaction into this video as possible. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing more Endgame videos. Just releasing chunks that you guys haven't seen yet. But yeah, I still want to go back to Scott Lang for a second. Ant-Man, you remember Ant-Man? Oh man, and then you're repeating yourself. You're repeating yourself. He's just Paul Rudd is a gem. It's hilarious. Other hilarious moments when Peter was singing that classic Peter Quill, and it just cuts to Rhodey and Nebula just like watching him singing and dancing. That was so good. Peter Parker, first time he sees, he doesn't realize that Tony has been without him for 5 years and thought he had died. And he comes back, he's just like, oh, I was Doctor Strange, and he was like doing the portal thing. He's so cute. It's hilarious. Actually, the thing is, I thought that there is one moment that they should have traveled to. It's that moment on Titan where Iron Man, Strange, Spidey, and most of the Guardians have already gotten Thanos and Mantis. And Mantis has put him to sleep. Have Thor travel there, chop off his head, and be like, hey, we're borrowing this, and take the stones, and then return it. It would have saved a lot of trouble. Wouldn't have had Natasha had to sacrifice herself. That was really sad too. Natasha sacrificing herself. So yeah, actually, the two deaths, Natasha, Tony, those hit hard. I thought for sure Loki was not dead, but we have a Loki from an alternate dimension. That'll be. I don't know if they'll touch on that in the future. It's really funny. He just like, bye, takes the space stone. Oh man, but yeah, they've messed around a lot in people's timelines. America's Ass was great. Lots of little tiny things that are easily memeable. Time travel. Freaking Hulk. Bruce just, I don't know if Bruce has gotten dumber or he's just, I mean, he's gotten more silly is the thing. Oh man, that whole thing with the time travel was great. But yeah, Hulk had his moments throughout this film. Most of them were not combat based, real interestingly enough. Yeah. Hulk. Snap. Man. But yeah, I'm gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10 overall. It was just super fun seeing the entire cast like this, and that whole moment when Doctor Strange just brings everybody over, just so incredibly emotional and fun. And the music that played there has been playing throughout the entire series, and just loved it so much. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video and our reaction to this movie. Leave a like if you want to see more scenes from Endgame and our reactions to them. Definitely subscribe because we got a lot of cool things going on here. I'm finishing up Stranger Things. We got Westworld coming soon, and we do a movie almost every week. Next week is going to be Die Hard, and the week after that I believe is going to be Spirited Away. So yeah, lots of good movies coming up. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. And until next time, bye friends!